see you in his office.
Thank you, sir.
Audiovisual, may I help you? Hold, please. You looking for Crawford?
Yes, sir.
He's not in right now. Why don't you go in his office?
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Crawford's not in right now. Can I take a message? Okay, well, why don't you leave your name and number, and I'll have him get back to you with an answer to your question. Okay, that's Mr. Smith at 555-3972, and tell him the check is in the mail. Okay, thank you, sir. Bye.
Starting. Oh, Sam. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Crawford.
Sorry to pull you off your delivery run at such short notice. Are you punched in? Your supervisors tell me you're doing well, but be sure to take a 20-minute punched-out break if you work 6 hours a week.
I do, sir.
A delivery's come up, and I thought of you. Not a delivery, really. More of an interesting errand. Sit down.
Yes, sir.
I remember you from my elementary block training session. I recall you grilled me pretty hard on the slide sink hookup between Kodak and Wollensack. I gave you a pass.
You made me come back to rethread the 16 millimeter.
Let's see. Good interpersonal skills, quality phone answering, summer internship at Lucid. It says here when you graduate, you want to come to work for me full-time in AV services.
Yes, sir, very much so.
We're interviewing all the professors now in summer school for a psychoservial behavioral audiovisual profile. Could be a real help and better service to our faculty. Most of them have been happy to comply. You spook easily, starting?
Not yet. Not yet, sir.
See, the one we want most refuses to cooperate. I want you to go after him again in the classroom.
And who is the subject, sir?
Professor Horrible Lecture.
Horrible cannibal.
I don't expect him to talk to you, but I have to be able to say we tried. So if he won't cooperate, I just want straight reporting. How's his demeanor? What's his class size? Is he lecturing? Using an overhead? If so, what's he showing? Here's a syllabus on lecture, a copy of our survey, and a special ID. Have your answers on my desk by 0800 on Wednesday.
Okay. Excuse me though, sir. What's the urgency? I mean, Horrible's been lecturing here for years, and does he maybe have some connection to Emeritus Bill?
I wish there were a connection. I need your full attention starting. Be very careful with horrible lecture. Dr. Chilton at the Water Tower campus will go over all the physical procedures used with him on delivery. Do not deviate from them for any reason whatsoever. You're to tell him nothing personal starting. Believe me, you don't want horrible lecture inside your head. Just do your job, but never forget what he is.
And what is that?
Oh, he's a professor. A pure idiopath. So rare to witness one in his natural surroundings. From a research point of view, he's our most prized asset. You know, we get a lot of delivery people around here, but I can't quite remember one as attractive. Will you be at Loyola for a while? Because this can be a quite fun campus if you have the right guide.
Dr. Chilton, I'm certain that Loyola has a lovely campus, but I've been taught to recognize sexual harassment, and this is it. Kindly stop before I must report you. It is illegal. Now, my instructions are to deliver to Dr. Lecter and be back by this afternoon.
I see. Let's get this delivery there on time, then.
Sexual harassment. Get the facts. Learn about it.
We've tried to survey him, but he's much too sophisticated for our standard AV tool. My, does he hate us? Thinks I can't get a delivery right. Crawford's pretty clever using you, isn't he?
What do you mean, sir?
Pretty young, service-minded woman. Get him set up. Our lecturer hasn't been satisfied in 8 years, and my, are you ever his taste, so to speak.
Sir, I've been delivering equipment materials for the past 2 weeks. I'm not a novice.
Good, then you should be able to remember the rules. Do not interrupt the class. Do not disturb the class. Plug in the equipment. Test the equipment. Have it ready for use. Film and video loaded. No guessing, no confusion. Slide projectors are in the middle of the classroom. Overheads, opaques, and video setups in the front of the room. 16mm presentations in the back of the room. If he tries to place a verbal order, write it down. Do you understand me?
I understand, sir.
I'm going to show you why we insist on such precautions. On the afternoon of July 8, 1981, Dr. Lecter called up to the office complaining of no sound with his video. When we removed the wiring from his VHS setup and ejected the tape, he had done this to it. The engineer restored picture, more or less, some of the sound. His class's grades never got above an 85, even with extra credit. We keep him in here.
Dr. Chilton, wouldn't it be better if Lecter thinks that you're his enemy if I went in alone?
You could have suggested that back at my office and saved me the time.
But then I wouldn't have had the pleasure of your company, sir.
Once she's through, bring her out.
Hi, I'm Barney. He told you don't get into class.
Yeah, he did. I'm Clarice Starling.
Nice to meet you, Clarice. He's with the others. The last room. You keep to the right. I set up a car for you.
Thank you. It's very nice that it's tightly wound.
I'll be watching. You'll do fine.
Overhead. Overhead. I can smell your axle grease.
Good morning.
Dr. Lecter, I'm Clarice Starling. May I set up your equipment?
Jack Crawford, aren't you?
I am, yes.
May I see you focus?
Certainly.
Clearer. Clearer. That's good. You're not real AVS, are you?
I'm still training with the university.
Jack Crawford sent a trainee to me.
I am a student, sir, but I've come to learn from you. Perhaps you can judge for yourself whether or not I'm qualified.
That is very slippery of you, Abe, starting. Step over here, please. Now then, tell me, what are AV materials?
Film, video, CDs, cassettes, even records. Anything that takes AV equipment to utilize.
Very good. Now try this. Identify each correct picture. Opaque, Duquesne, overhead, 3/4 inch pneumatic, slide, VHS. Very good, Abe, starting. Now then tell me, what did Miggs say to you? Multiplication Miggs, the math professor in the next classroom. He hissed at you. What did he say?
He said, I can smell your axle grease.
I see. I myself cannot. You use 3M lens cleaning solution. And sometimes you inspect films, but not today.
Do you teach many students, Doctor?
This is a scene from the Belvedere. Do you know opera?
No. No opera? We have an extensive collection of CDs, jazz and classical, and other recordings for faculty and student use as well. The LRC is available for student use of materials. But what is truly impressive, Professor, is that you know your slides in order. Just from memory, sir.
Memory aid starting is all that I have, instead of quality AV equipment.
Well, perhaps you'll care to lend us your view on this questionnaire.
Oh, no. You were doing fine. You had been courteous, receptive to my problems. You had established trust by letting me know that the students could use the materials collections. And now this ham-handed segue into your questionnaire. It just won't do.
Well, I was just asking, either you will or you won't.
Yeah. Jack Crawford must be very busy if he's recruiting from the student body. Busy delivering to that nobody, Emeritus Bill. Such a naughty boy he is. Why does he respect Emeritus Bill? Please tell me. The other faculty won't say.
Well, it started out as a service call back when more films than videos were being used. They said, this one needs your help threading.
Tell me, why do you think he needed his projector's threaded aid starting? Thrill me with your acumen.
He needed our help. Some professors are not that familiar with our equipment, therefore we must be prepared to help them.
I didn't need help.
No, you eat your materials.
Hand me that questionnaire now. Oh, aid starting. You really think you can figure out my AV needs with this blunt little tool?
No, I thought with your knowledge...
You're so ambitious, aren't you? You know what you look like with your high-priced equipment and your cheap walkie-talkie?
You look like an electrician, like a wild electrician, hustling around, trying to figure out what's wrong with my setup. Is everything plugged in, Clarice? Is the current flowing? Are the tapes rewound? Are the bulbs burned out? Are your cables connected? Am I pushing the right buttons? Have you flipped the loop reset? Lit my exciter lamp? Good work has given you some knowledge of the field, but you're not more than one generation from a janitor, are you, starting? And that attitude you've tried so desperately to uphold. Pure service. And where's your stats, dear? Do you keep track of phone calls? Do you count walk-ins? Learning center usage, and oh, how quickly those numbers go up. All that tedious statistics keeping, well, you can only dream of getting out. Getting anywhere. Getting all the way up to full-time ABS.
Well, you certainly see a lot, Professor. But are you strong enough to point that high-powered perception at yourself? What do you say? Could you write down what you need? Or maybe you're afraid to.
A student once tried to ask me a question. I failed him along with some classmates in a nice little co-ed I didn't even know. Go on and push your cart back to your office now, Abe Starving. Push, push, push.
I forgot to order equipment. My class won't learn. Help me!
Legs, you naughty professor!
Abe Starving, come back! Abe Starving! Abe Starving! I would not have had that happen to you. Misuse of equipment is unspeakably ugly to me.
Then fill out that questionnaire for me.
No, but I will make you happy. I will give you that which you need most.
What is that, Doctor?
A chance to reshelve material. Now listen carefully to me. First, look for the number. 001 is film, 044 is video. CDs are typed by letter according to the type of music and followed by a number. Go seek out the campus color dot. Lakeshore is yellow. Water tower is blue. B-L-U-E. Go now. I don't think Miggs can manage another bulb this quickly, even though he is crazy. Go now!
If you want to avoid the perils of horrible lecture, always remember the following. Always remember to punch in and punch out at the beginning and the end of your shift. Take a 20-minute punched-out break if you work 6 hours or more. When answering the phones, always say, "Audiovisual Services, can I help you?" Always use proper phone etiquette and take complete messages, repeating it back to the caller to confirm. Learn about sexual harassment and report it if it occurs. Learn to identify the different kinds of equipment. Remember, AV materials are films, videos, slides, cassettes, CDs, records, anything that takes equipment to use. Students and faculty can come in and use AV materials in the learning centers of the campuses they're housed at. To find or reshelve materials, look for the materials ID number. Film is 001 and video is 044. Campus color dots tell what campus the material is stored on. Lakeshore is yellow, water tower's blue. Before delivery, make sure the cart's properly set up. Make sure the equipment's clean, the cord's tightly wound, and the bulbs are working. When you deliver, remember, plug it in, test it, make sure it's working. Leave it all ready for their use, film or video loaded, so there's no guessing or confusion for the instructor. Put video overheads and opaque projectors in the front of the room. Put slide projectors in the middle and 16mm in the back. Always remember to focus. Is there a problem with the setup? Is everything plugged in? Is the tape rewound? Are the bulbs burned out? Are the cables connected? Is the exciter lamp lit? Have you flipped the loop reset? Are you pushing the right buttons? Our motto is courtesy, accuracy, punctuality. Love it. Follow these rules and you'll be able to give excellent service to any instructor, even horrible lecture.
Tell me, Clarice, have the students stopped screaming?